Hey guys, really appreciate all the support you guys been giving me on YouTube recently. I've been having a ton of fun in Season 9 and hope I can just keep coming out with videos to help you guys learn this game. If you guys want to use code Leon to check out with Focus, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you guys want to go to my Nexus link and support me with buying some yemas, I'd greatly appreciate it. Love you guys.
And if you could immune that Odin cage, he doesn't bring too much else to the table. So if you're able to just either break the cage, which the Fafnir Dragon Breath will do, I forgot to touch on that, terrible at my job, breaking that cage very quickly in the dragon form, you'll get out of the cage and maybe you don't even need too many of those shells. But either way, I think as long as you're playing as safely as possible and just making sure your carries don't die in the cage, you should be getting a fair bit of value.
This is a completely irrelevant topic, but bringing it back to something that you mentioned on the last desk, you got a Baron Somni, need to make sure to at least pick up 2 other people plus himself to get the brew. All 5 of them picked it up last game.
Yep,
you
and
think
they
that
won.
was the official win con?
I'm not going to say that they're watching the broadcast in the player booth and they saw me say that and then also won because of that, but I'm not saying they didn't do that either.
Do you think that they need to pick up all 5 here to win this one?
They should.
Well, let's see if they do pick it up all 5. Let's see if the Tanuki can bring this back and take it home, or will it be the Wargs? Let's jump into Game 3.
Game 3 we go between the Wargs
That was
and
the
the
fastest push.
What?
Did you see how quickly we got in the game?
Yeah, we needed to because I was,
Mike's good at this.
I was staring
Fastest
dead into
gun
the
in the
camera.
West.
All right, Miff, one more game. That's all we've got. Now watch. Aaron's gonna come back here, pull out some. He's gonna
That's
dust
the league
off.
commish, by the way.
He's gonna dust off the SPO bylaws and say, in the event,
in the event of a 13-hour day, there must be a 15th.
there must be a 14th
Or
hour.
14th. Oh my God. What?
Did you just jump over 14?
I don't know, Weimer, man.
Yeah, did that break you as much? You and I were dumbfounded. At least when we're breaking and I'm crying on the desk, it's because of like the Herculean hoofs or something like
yeah,
that.
who
Right?
farted? It's 5:30 a.m.
Oh my
for
God, I
Angry.
forgot about that.
That
Angry-
guy's like across the ocean.
Yeah, Angry is not here. I forgot Angry's. He's from Romania. And he's
Good God. Like the salad?
No, it's a Caesar, bro. That's Rome.
No, there's like Romanian
There's
lettuce.
Romanian lettuce.
Yeah. I owned that, actually.
Their exports are lettuce and Smite players. So yeah, actually, jokes
What
aside.
percentage of the Romanian GDP
all right.
is angry?
It depends if the Tanuki win this tournament or not. If they get the prize money, it'll bump up. Jokes aside, I feel for Angry. 5:33 in the morning, playing in a best of 3, another best of 3 of Smite.
Yeah, for his life, by the way.
Yeah, for a tournament life. Yeah, I don't want to undercut the tone of how important this match is.
Super serious.
One team goes on, the other team goes home. We get to do it all again tomorrow with one of these 2 teams joining us between the Wargs and the Tanuki. And you know what? I will give props to Snatty. You go like 0-3 or 0-4 in lane on the Baron, and you look down at your KDA at the end of that game,
Run it back.
and you run it back.
Wild, the confidence that Snatty is clearly playing with right now.
Is it as rough into an Odin as it might have been a King Arthur? It wasn't even,
might be
it was,
worse.
It was what, Sarpei putting a lot of pressure over there?
Yeah, and this time Sarpei is not missing because it's a giant circle inside of a giant circle. So Snatty gonna have to play pretty safe in that lane.
Sarpei misses at least one Fear No Evil onto a Baron Somni at some point this game.
There is a 0% chance.
You've doomed him twice now.
Okay, my bad.
Now he misses 2 Fear No Evils onto a Baron Somni at some point here in this game. But you might feel, Miff, that the matchup
Dude, my seat is wet from the water I spilled on
from
it.
the water you spilled on it.
That is crazy.
The good news is you've taken off your watch, so there's no more checking of the watch and spilling of the water.
I'm
Or
also out of water.
oh my! You know what you just did?
What's that?
You're gonna get Mike to go and get you water, which I hate.
I don't think Mike's moving again today.
No,
man.
he shouldn't.
He's tired.
No, he shouldn't. You operate camera face long enough, and you got to kick up those feet. You do feel like the solo lane matchup maybe a bit worse now into the Odin Myth. Do you just feel like the cage is the big difference maker?
It's not so much the matchup itself is worse, it's how Odin facilitates the gank. The Niflheim Wargs are putting a lot of emphasis on the right-hand side of the map. King Arthur, pretty decent at locking down. Not as decent as legitimately spawning a wall around somebody in a circle. So, I really think it's all about Sarpei getting there and making use of the Odin.
Leon looking for the purple buff, and Leon steals away the purple buff. under the eyes of 3, but will he live for his troubles? A nice impale onto Preds. But the up-down deals some damage. Leon desperately dodging everything. With some help of Hydrogen. Leon goes back through.
Triple
Unreal.
freeze.
And first blood over to the Yomi Tanuki after Leon breaks their ankles. Could be another stun here in just a moment, but there won't be. Purple buff and kill to go, and the Tanuki strike first.
Hydrogen's Leap's going to be coming back up shortly. Spudio does not have enough mana to use the Gallarhorn, but it will be a fizzle from here. Purple buff invade successful, and first blood goes the way of Yomi Tanuki as well. Large separation, just 3.5 minutes into this game, but the first 3 minutes of the game make not for a win. It's what you can do with those timers. It's how you're able to leverage the lead that you've already established. And looking at how the duo lane of the Niflheim Wargs are addressing it, it's freeze the wave and make sure Leon can't step back up. If he eats a freeze, I don't care how many juke shoes, how many pairs of them he's got, Leon will fall.
Fred started off with Sprint earlier on in this game. Could have made an impact there, but unable to allow Sarpé to escape. Team fight's also going to be pretty impacted here by both Preds. You mentioned the wall for Preds, and then building a wall around someone in a circle is what Kana will be doing later on here in this game.
I broke it down, man.
Technically, it is one continuous wall.
In a circle.
In a circle. Kana blinks forward, hopefully to get back to some of that wave, but won't have blink for a little bit longer here. Phantom Shell, it must happen for the Yomi Tanuki here, because if I'm Tripno, I hate a Ymir wall anyway in a jungle, but now I just got Kana jumping on top of me. Or you hope you can clear it out fast enough with some of your auto attacks. Certainly an option there as well, but Phantom Shell feels like a literal get-out-of-jail-free card at times. I imagine we'll see a few more of those than just Leon.
Yeah, I'm thinking you might need 2 or 3. It's not just the fact that it's multiple walls that can be spawned by the Niflheim Wargs, Ymir and Odin, as you highlight, but it's also the individual matchups. Snatty, Sada Dragon, and Tripno have no ways in their kit to deal with either of the structures spawned up. So 1, Phantom Shell will go a long way. 2, will help out a fair deal as well, but I think you might legitimately have to pick up 3, especially considering how the 3 targets that are going to be locked down are playing in the team fight. Snatty will be acting as a frontliner, as will Sada Dragon. Tripno in the backline on his own means that you're going to need those Phantom Shells split between your front and back line. It makes it very difficult to figure out who's going to pick it up, where are you going to allocate that relic, who's willing to sacrifice one of their slots for the betterment of the team. I'm keeping my eyes on the Tanuki's relic slots.
Sarpé, a different type of initiation, of course, with that Fear No Evil. We've seen the rise of Hunbat today, Myth, and it has impacted many of the games played. What do you think has brought about the I don't even know the word, the reprioritization of
Resurgence.
The resurgence would have been the better word of Hunbats here into this meta.
I think it's nature of how long the games have been going. As Hunbots gets further and further in the game, all that CDR starts to stack up, and you'll have Fear No Evil more often.
There's a cage around Snatty this time, but Kana has taken damage from Sada Dragon. Fear No Evil doesn't connect onto Snatty, onto the Baron, and there's a kill anyway onto Kana as Sarpé will be left running away. And a kill for the Yomi Tanuki over in solo. Could it be more? Sarpé blinks back through and then leaps back the other way. And the Yomi Tanuki will have to be satisfied with 1.
That's a saucy play from Sarpé just to clear out that wave. Slice and Dice on its own likely would have been able to finish off the Hunbots, the HP that he was at. So great play to maintain his own life. Sada Dragon caught in the jungle, but angry, stuck inside of his own tower, will not be able to join him to help out. Preds drops the freeze just to make sure that blue buff does go the way of the Niflheim Wargs. Despite Kana falling down, he can at least return to lane and get some mana and CDR for his trouble.
I'm surprised that the Tanuki are able to get this Nemesis again for Sada Dragon, which is such an effective pick in game number 2 for Sada Dragon. And already off to a good start here in game 3, a 2-0 start. Both of the kills that the Yomi Tanuki have gotten. Some over on left, and then of course that one over on right has kept Kana just a bit further behind, who is itemized into the Blackthorn myth, which was all the rage for a little while. It was just Blackthorn over in the solo lane. Has fallen by the wayside a little bit. Leon able to leap out of the red buff pit. Not successful this time. But Kana still feeling like there's some good stats stick on that item worthwhile for a pickup.
Yeah, and just having that CDR in the passive going to be very nice for Kana. Having a little bit of additional power as well. It would help out, especially considering the build path that Snatty has elected to go for. No defense in the build, at least until that second item. So any additional power on this Odin is going to go a long way. That said, you're also matching some of that HP stick that Snatty's getting from the Warlock staff. Very curious to see where he goes elsewhere in the build. Last time around, Snatty was a little bit slow to pick up physical defense. This time around, though, hasn't been accosted nearly as much. Should be able to match the build presence that Kana's got in his own regard, so not as concerned for the Baron Somni this time around. Yomi Tanuki doing a great job establishing their pace in the first 10 minutes. And that Pyromancer will be coming towards the map in just about 1 minute. So that has generally been the first neutral objective to fall in the meta as it has established in the SCC. So I'm expecting that's where the Yomi Tanuki are going to put their aggression going forward. And playing around Snatty right now is very nice, considering he's already got a lead.
A decent 2,000 gold lead for the Tanuki. Not used to seeing that this early in these games. Though when we have seen it, it has largely meant nothing. The comebacks have been swift from both of these teams. What's the look you're giving me for there, Myth?
I just got hit by the itis. Like, I am tired.
What?
Yeah, like after Thanksgiving, like when you eat a lot of food and you get tired, like you don't call that like itis? Dude, I picked that up at Amazon when I was moving boxes for 12 hours a day. Don't fact check me.
No, I'm not. I'm looking up the name of the chemical in turkey that makes you tired.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Huh.
Hold on, give me like 2 seconds here. This is just from my brain.
Okay.
It's tryptophan, which is not the Tanuki's mid laner. It is a chemical in turkey that you eat enough of it and it kind of slows you down, makes you tired.
Yeah, you eat enough apples. There's cyanide in the seeds, or arsenic, one of the two.
That's an important distinction to make.
I think they'll both kill you in large volumes.
It's so funny. That J-Mac gets broken by Weimer and you and I laughing at cyanide apple. Isn't that what happened in Snow White? She ate too many apples?
No, she ate one bad apple from a witch, you idiot.
Every team has one bad apple, and it's you.
What is going on here, man?
There's a whole bushel of apples she could have chosen. And chose the one bad one.
Oh no, the witch handed her the evil apple, on purpose.
I know. Sarpei drops the
Wasn't an accident.
It's an accident. She ate it and chose it.
She didn't choose.
She put her trust in the wrong person.
Yeah,
Angry, trusting that the house will disengage from this fight. Kana blinks forward, but there's too much damage and a stinger into the back of Preds. And now the Yomi Tanuki, satisfied with one, double back for the Pyro.
Pyromancer pulled out, but Sarpei, still healthy nearby, is unwilling to step up on the defense. This is starting to get into very dangerous territory. The Yomi Tanuki establishing a very sizable lead 11 minutes in. Gold Fury may be difficult to kill in 9-5, but not so difficult that a 3,000 gold lead shouldn't be enough to push you in favor of it. So keep your eyes on the Tanuki. I'd like to see them try and desync these neutral objective spawns. If they can keep Pyromancer and Gold Fury on different timers, we won't see the reaction play that we saw last time around from Niflheim Wargs, which is just to do the opposite, whatever the Tanuki are doing. And now that I've got my obligatory analysis out of the way,
I have to do my job.
yeah, how are you trusting the evil witch in Snow White? She's like in like
so
a
many,
black cloak,
right?
And
like definition of a villain.
Like
right?
if you were to look up like evil crone in the dictionary, like it
I
would
imagine,
be her.
I imagine she looks very similar to the person who's guarding the Mountain Dew cauldron on the left side of the map that you're willingly drinking out of.
It's literally
the apple probably just looked tasty.
I'm thinking,
and you're like, how can you trust her? But I'm gonna drink a vat of neon
because
acid on
there's
the left
not
of the
an
map.
actual evil witch who's hovering near that. You know what I mean?
No shot.
There's no way there's an evil person saying, "Oh, Mifflin, come partake of my cauldron."
That's what the harpies are doing. Isn't that what harpies do in lore? They like
no,
you're
thinking of sirens. Oh my God!
I've been drinking too much of the.
Is that what the Baja does? Oh no!
It makes you funny and good at your job
and so handsome.
Well, you said it, not me. Kana drops a cage around Snatty, and Snatty walks out.
That's literally all that happened.
That is all that happened. Now that my obligatory play-by-play is done. All right. No, we can't do this.
It's the third game.
We are so close to the finish line. We are so close. We can do it.
Can't get fired now.
literally can't. I say that.
Boss 8 in the building.
Let's roll the dice. Yomi Tanuki do pull themselves a few thousand gold in the lead here. The Niflheim Wargs still hovering by. Some important power spikes hit by the Wargs. I look towards the mid lane and Angry. Late game scaling is what you're hoping for this Baba Yaga. You've gotten a Charon's coin nicely underway. The Divine Ruin with some flat pen as well. Should make an impact on these fights, but you need Preds to live through it. We'll end up waltzing away from the initiation.
Yeah, wise selection of the Wingblade from Preds there. He knows that he's going to be the target of that ultimate from Sada Dragon pretty often. Now that Sada Dragon's realized that every time he ults Preds, he's only making him faster, maybe we see something different. Preds, though, a second lease on life from the initial Wingblade was not enough to dissuade him from stepping back up yet again. But a great wall separates him from Tripno and Sada Dragon, securing his own escape path. I'm keeping my eyes on the Tanuki. I would love to see them keep up this aggression, this high level of forcing these plays.
Whoa, Tripno deals most of the damage to Angry, but it's Sada Dragon who snags the kill. A stinger, some bees, and a clap from a nemesis. Able to shut down Angry right as I'm talking about scaling, getting online later into this game.
It's called a caster's curse.
It is a caster's curse, and it was about time I had one. Tanuki, send Angry to the grayscale.
And you said that with vitriol. What do you got against Angry, man? You know what? Angry looks like the witch from Snow White. Baba Yaga? Like
oh
that,
my god.
That's
Thank God
it.
you clarified.
Can we get the cam on Angry?
No, we can't.
At
Tanuki, grab the
4
gold.
a.m. in Romania?
Yeah, no one's looking good at 5:30 in the morning, man. Sarpay stunned it down by Snatty, and this is what the Wargs need. They need something to grab onto here in game number 3. Now, just 3 kills, but I nearly said at 38,420 gold, but I stopped myself.
Imagine we just read all the numbers from now on. Man, that's crazy that there's 2,120 experience separating these guys as Spudio partakes of the cauldron on his return to base.
1,850 gold in hand for Tripno with 1,781.
I'm sorry, how much gold was that for Tripno?
1,880. 1,883 gold. 1,800.
It's going to go up by 3, man. It's by 3s.
I know, and I kept getting delayed. And speaking of 3s, this is a perfect tie-in there. Speaking of 3s,
okay.
3 shells picked up for the Yomi Tanuki.
Hey, we called that.
3 Phantom. You called that. I'm giving you all the credit.
Oh, thanks.
And all 3 of the members of the Tanuki will need it.
And not a single one of those shells upgraded to Phantom status just yet. So
Spooky.
Every single wall that Preds and Kana, circular or otherwise, spawn up will find their value until somebody decides to upgrade one of those relics. Yomi Tanuki will be able to do so shortly as Pyromancer is on the respawn. So if they are able to get that gold for themselves, you got to think that's where we're going to allocate at least some of it. That said, the Niflheim Wargs, realizing that there are no Phantom Shells just yet, and there will be a whole lot very shortly, should be willing to take this fight despite being down gold. It's going to get a lot worse very quickly once those relics are upgraded.
Yomi I don't know. I don't know what. He didn't even say anything. Yomi Tanuki they did end up staggering out the neutral objectives somewhat heavily. And so now the Pyromancer is back up on the map. And the Oni Fury left and respawning. A pull in onto Kana. And a stun connected, but the beads on the other side. And the wall effective this time. Kana limps away. It's about time Snatty on this Baron felt comfortable in a laning phase, right? After an 0-3 start
He's still leveled
in
down.
game 2. All right, he hasn't died 3 times. At least gotten a kill. And that actually is a decent look for Kana, despite receiving some pressure so far here in this lane. Kana has maintained a 1-level lead.
He has been quite able to. I think it's because Sarpay has been a lot less likely to rotate over towards this lane, so Kana's been solo splitting a whole lot. We've seen now that Sada Dragon and Snatty together are going to struggle to shut down this Odin. Because it's an Odin, the second ability giving you essentially a mini Nike ultimate is going to help out a good deal here. That's Pyromancer still up. Elion meets up with Angry and Preds in mid and does just that, just checking in and saying hello.
Hey.
I think Yomi Tanuki, it's curious. I really feel like they could be continually pressing the advantage. Now their gold lead's around 4,000. Pyromancer's right there.
Yeah.
You know that Odin Cage was down. Operative word was, no longer is. There were opportunities where they could have looked towards this a little bit sooner. Maybe concerned about their ability to burn it with hydrogen on the opposite side of the map.
Or ending the game too quickly.
Or ending the game too quickly, or the fact that they haven't got any Phantom Shells just yet. It's
That-
probably
that'll
the
get him
Phantom
out-
Shell
that'll,
pick.
that'll get him out of any wall,
Regardless of shape.
circular or otherwise. There is some analysis buried deep in there somewhere about Phantom Shell and not having it, but the Pyromancer pulled anyway, and Cage connects on
got
the
it.
3. But Kana is all alone. The Wargs do take the Pyro, but Kana, alone with 3 members of the Tanuki, ends up dying on the back end of this fight, and now the Tanuki with a 1-man advantage, hoping to settle the score just a bit. Preds
Ooh,
throws
sick.
up the wall, gets stunned anyway, and will die on the other end as well.
Preds does fall down. That was a cool wall, though, to maintain his life for just a couple more seconds. Now Yomi Tanuki, 5 strong with 2 dead. Preds and Kana syncs timers, 20 seconds left on their respawn. Should be able to keep up this aggression. Tier 1 mid tower will fall down. Angry, the only one here on defense, can't do it all on his own, especially with all 5 members of Yomi Tanuki stacked up in mid. Now the objectives, similarly. What are you laughing about?
Bro, I don't know at this point.
Just the grand irony of it all.
Bro, when you really zoom out,
Yeah.
you know, you get like Earth level, and you're just looking at us.
Doug's not listening. He didn't zoom out.
Just zooms in.
Okay.
You know, Doug
Spiteful.
does what he wants, you know?
That guy's a loose cannon. Doug is definitely the loose cannon of Pyro.
Doug's drinking out of the Mountain Dew fountain. Wow!
Wow, he is a loose cannon.
Do you want to be on the team that has the flowers on top of your towers? Or do you want to be on the
Flower
team?
towers?
The flower towers. You got the, or if Spudio keeps backing up, you want to have those guys, like the crystal cauldrons on top of your towers.
I'm actually a massive fan of flowers. I went through a huge phase in high school where I thought it'd be really cool to learn flower language. I thought girls would really like it. It does not come up. So if anyone at home is thinking about that,
I didn't. That's
Think about it.
That's not a thing.
flower language?
Yeah.
Yeah, all flowers have like intrinsic meaning.
All right.
You don't know about flower language? We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, please. Later, we'll have to never discuss it again.
Yeah, it so seldom comes up.
Yomi, it didn't pay off for you. Yomi Tanuki, the team with the flowers on their side, also have the gold lead on their side, heading into what could be the next big objective. Good freeze, good wall. That connects onto Trip No. Still no Phantom Shell, but an upgraded shell for Trip No. But that wall doesn't end up making much of an impact. And the Yomi Tanuki are able to back themselves away. The last Pyromancer taken by the Wargs, remember, but did lose Kana in the process. Wargs, though, Myth, they're still showing some face here around this Oni Fury, despite being a few thousand gold down.
Yeah, the gold lead's been about the same for
Phantom Shell.
upwards of 6 minutes now. Phantom Shell finally picked up. It's Hydrogen who picks his up first. As Angry is getting aggressive in mid. Could have potentially saw Snatty try and chase that one out. Would have at least been able to force the ultimate from Angry with the Baron Samedi ultimate. Decides not to do so regardless. Niflheim Wargs, as you said, still showing presence around the Fury itself. But Yomi Tanuki can't really pull it with all that vision afforded to the Wargs. And similarly, the Wargs can't do it themselves.
I'm thinking about a big cage into a Baba Yaga ultimate being like just a massive team fight here for the Wargs. If Angry, if Kana is able to find it. Very grouped up now are the Tanuki, but Preds unable to do much. Trip No puts him to sleep, and Preds now back and respawning in 30 seconds. The Niflheim Wargs unable to answer back, though rallying forward. Sarpay, ultimate onto 2, but an impale great from Hydrogen to disengage.
It is. Costs Sarpay his beads, but similarly costs Hydrogen his own as well. Looking at the relics, is about even usage across the board. Beads maintained for the majority of the Niflheim Wargs, though. So the initiation of the Yomi Tanuki can be largely mitigated. All that said, it still is a 1-for-0 trade. Preds falls down, and it's the Tanuki pulling out the Oni Fury. Spudio nearby. Gonna try.
Spudio doesn't take it away. One auto attack would have been a fun way to steal away the Fury. Not to be, though. The Yomi Tanuki able to extend the lead out just a bit further. 4.4k gold. Start to add up a little bit going into this next Fire Giant. Still some power spikes being hit by the Wargs, despite a bit of a gold discrepancy. What are you looking at me for?
Well, I was just, when you're talking to somebody, you like make eye contact.
I'm not talking, I suppose I'm talking to you. I'm more talking in general and about the power spikes that the Wargs are getting. Deathbringer picked up for this Heimdall, a Soul Reaver completed for Angry, a Titan's Bane for Sarpé, so the damage not necessarily lacking.
No, not just yet. The damage isn't necessarily the thing separating these teams, though. It's the applicable CC, the usage of these ultimates. And so far, with a single Phantom Shell, they've been largely mitigated.
Kana unable to steal that away, drops the cage, but a life for the party, pulling the Odin right back towards the Yomi Tanuki. Jump in onto Preds, and a whole lot of damage on the other side. It's Fire Giant plus kill now for the Yomi Tanuki, but Sada Dragon,
yikes,
unhappy, was looking for more, ends up backing away because, again, not a lack of damage from the Wargs.
Not at all. That was a quick turnaround onto Sada Dragon, who will be able to resustain pretty quickly between Fire Giant and the healing of Snatty once the team fight starts up yet again. 15 seconds left on Pred's respawn. Nobody from the Niflheim Wargs willing to step up to defend this tier 2. Luckily for the Wargs, 24 minutes in rather, there are plenty of towers still standing. Tier 1 on solo side knocked out by an enhanced minion wave. And the Yomi Tanuki can head back to base, spend up the gold of a 1-team fight, as well as the objectives after they clear out this Pyromancer, then resurge, try and find that aggression again. That said, Sarpé might be caught out here, but Leon on his own can't do a whole lot.
Yeah, Leon has been doing a lot this set, has really stepped up for this Yomi Tanuki team. Support play has been fantastic, close to 100% kill participation throughout a lot of these games. Tripno needs to be careful, can catch a couple of auto attacks from Spudio and lose a hefty margin of his HP. Silver Branch Bow on the back end of a largely ability-based build for Tripno will diversify that damage just a bit and keep the AMC moving forward. One Phantom Shell upgraded so far, has to be.
It's blowing my mind that it's still only
In your mind,
one.
is that like an immediate upgrade, like as soon as you can?
Generally, but it hasn't come up. Like, Kana is not finding
Kana jumps
massive
in and just like
pages.
dies.
Like immediately, Preds is 0-4, not to mince words, but he's not spotting a whole lot of walls in the grayscale, so I'm not going to complain about it, circular or otherwise.
No, that's only straight for Ymir, for Weimer.
Oh, man.
Well, it's not going to break me. Because that was just a whole moment, right?
Yeah, you had to be there.
You had to. Everyone was there. Everyone who's watching this game was there with us in the room when Weimer shattered the mental of the desk for just a little bit of time. Now I'll have to be back with us potentially
Do you think
shortly.
they're just in the green room geeking, hearing you say Weimer?
Hearing me say Weimer?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the moment's passed.
Okay.
That's like a moment where you're trying to take things seriously. You're on the desk, really trying to break it down, and then 12 hours of work hits you, and you just can't do it anymore.
Oh my God.
Like all the damage
Oh my
of the
God.
Tanuki hits you in the face if you're Kana.
Who needs Phantom
That
Shell?
was a Weimer of a moment for Kana. Just everything hits him all at once, and it's just overwhelming. It needs to take a break.
Yeah, so the analysis I was going to make of, Phantom Shells feel really good here simply doesn't matter if you're going to remove them from the team fight before it even starts. 40 seconds left on Kana's respawn, and El Leon is transformed.
No shot the game ends here, right? Well, the Tanuki would like to. They're looking for a fight as the fight starts with El Leon, but could end with the Fear No Evil. My God, it's massive from Sarpé, but only one kill has been picked up. But that is enough to delay the Tanuki, and backpedal they do.
Left side Phoenix still standing, and Yomi Tanuki take notice, would like to move back forward and try and re-siege it. That said, Sarpé does connect the Sacred Monkey onto Snatty, but does not continue his onslaught from there. Niflheim Wargs, with a 5-man ultimate from their jungler, are able to defend 4 versus 5 against a Fire Giant and maintain their own base. Still a bit of time left on this Fire Giant, I believe about 40 seconds until that buff wears off. So Yomi Tanuki have the opportunity to go ahead and pick up that Primal Fury before the Fire Giant respawns, making it that much easier for them to get the next Fire Giant. I think the Niflheim Wargs, despite having a very successful defense on their own base, would likely benefit greatly from finding a defense in neutral territory. Just because you're able to do it once doesn't mean it's going to be that easy, especially against a double hunter composition. So Wargs should step up to neutral objectives. Not this one. The one that's happening on your screen right now. The one that's going to happen on your screen in literally 1 minute.
Myth, I would like to take a moment to wish you a happy 11 p.m. So
No way, dude. I took my clock, my clock. I took my watch off on purpose.
What is a watch if not a wrist clock?
What is a man if not a miserable pile of secrets?
Oh, I hated that.
That's a straight up Dracula reference.
You and the apple witches and the Draculas and
Well, no, they're called vampires.
The Twilight books are just a bunch of Draculas biting people.
That is awful. That is actually an It's Always Sunny sketch, I think.
Is it really?
Yeah, they call them
Dayman.
Draculas.
Oh, fight!
Dude, we are falling apart.
We are. We're fighting the Nightman right now, Miff. We gotta delay it a little bit longer. Preds delays his life, but it's not much further. He will be the first to go down. The front line of the Wargs has just not found it this game. 0-5 on Preds, 0-3 on Kana. The initiation has just not met its mark.
The Fire Giant has respawned. You'd be surprised if you were just looking at positioning on the map because Yomi Tanuki, not concerned with a neutral objective, instead would like to take the team fight immediately afterward. They've got a Trebuchet right on their heels, so should be able to siege this with relative ease. Pred's dead for 15 seconds. I suppose that's the benefit of dying 5 times. You don't get that many levels if you're dead all the time, so we'll respawn pretty quickly. Yomi Tanuki now can fall back to this Fire Giant if they so choose, but it's a reset to base. Curious decision making. I really thought Fire Giant was going down.
It didn't.
Not unlike that Timber.
What?
It's a pit bull.
Bro, that's Kesha.
It's going down.
You're yelling Timber?
That was Pitbull, man. Don't even.
Okay, but you don't say it's going down like that Timber.
Yeah,
That's not how that works. You say it's going down, I'm yelling Timber.
Yeah, not unlike Timber.
All right. It's unreal. Of all of the bits so far on this cast, might
That
be
can't
the worst.
be the worst.
Might be. Might just be the worst. Angry
talking about Baja
takes an
Blast.
ultimate on the head. Yeah, that was a good bit. Kana again pulled through. Great cage. Where's the follow-up? It's just not there for the Niflheim Wargs, though. Angry sends some damage towards the Tanuki with his ultimate. A Fear No Evil sends the Tanuki backwards. Kana left
trouble.
alone, stunned, melted. Goodbye. Snatty on a killing spree.
Spaudio left alone, takes the Bifrost out. Snatty narrowly avoids death. It's just him in the Fire Giant pit, as it is just Preds lined
my
up
God.
against the entirety of the
Miff,
Tanuki.
it is the same two, just on rotation.
It's the front line, yeah.
Preds tries to go in, dies 0-6. Kana tries to go in, dies 1-4. The disengage burst damage has been too much, but there's a good play from Sarpei to at least turn around a kill, but walks back into the bees and is stung to death. 55 seconds on the death timer.
What do you think Spaudio and Angry are thinking, right? Like the back line look up and they're like, yo, my front line is combined 1-10 right now.
They're literally the only two on the map right now.
Yeah, they're like, thank God, we got these clowns out of here, man.
With these clowns. Bro, that is harsh.
Yeah, well.
These are teammates that have withstood the crucible of 3 game sets, a 52-minute game 1 forged in the fire of the Fire Giant pit.
Of the Fire and Flames.
All right, that was the worst. I lied. Angry
Come on, man.
now takes his second tumble of the game. And jokes aside, what's been happening to the front line on cooldown just happened to Angry. There's a slight overextension. There's an immediate ultimate from Sada Dragon or
Maybe
Tripno
again.
or someone else. A freeze on a Sada Dragon, but now you don't have Angry's damage to follow up. These deaths just so heavily staggered out.
Leon transforms. Is it for the Fire Giant? Is it for the Engage? It's for the Engage. Phantom Shell's available.
Ooh, that's tough.
Not going to be used because it would only walk them into the cage. Instead, Niflheim Wargs drop the circle and lose all of their initiation. Fire Giant will fall 31 minutes in, enhanced now.
I do feel for Kana though. I mean, at this point in the game,
You have to.
with 3 Phantom Shells, you are getting 0 value.
His ults have not been Phantom Shell. I think they've been Phantom Shell.
Right, you're not
once.
getting value anyway, but now you're double getting no value from your ultimates because you want to trap. The dream is an immobile, unescapable AMC locked in your cage. It is Phantom Shells. It's same with Leon, except
Just
you can
that, a
jump
dream.
out. Hydrogen can jump out, but they all have Phantom Shell, which gives them some shielding as well. It's just been so mitigated by the relic choice for the Tanuki, and it hasn't been it hasn't been that hard of a choice. It was very easy early on. Picked up those shells. Now the Tanuki on the verge of sending home the Wargs and sending themselves forward into our next day of competition. But it looks like that will have to wait. The Tanuki backing away, a little bit of gold to spend, and the Wargs will have a Phoenix defense.
Yeah, no reason to push it now unless Sada Dragon can find a pick on the left side of the map. With Magi's Blessing, this Nemesis is loving her odds in the 1v1 up against Sarpei. Even just forcing the Fear No Evil is going to be massive. So it seems to me, Sada Dragon hunting for a left side Phoenix back door? Surely not.
That's where he is. And left side, Phoenix taking the autos. There's a lot of... I gotta leave. I can't be doing that anymore. Sarpe.
Yeah, Phoenixes go hard.
Would have gotten a kill. Maybe still can get a kill. Massive 1v1 here between both of these jungler and Sarpe coming out ahead, but Sada Dragon avoids the last bit of damage. Both ults used by both junglers, but Sada Dragon unable to participate in the fight. Phantom Shell backs away the Tanuki. Over on right, we were fighting as well. Now a transformation from LA Young.
Yeah, with no ultimate, no fear, no evil available to the Wargs, this is going to be a hard-fought defense. Still one more Phantom Shell in the back pocket.
The root sprint beats down a couple of the Tanuki. Right side Phoenix is gone, and that's all the Tanuki have eyes for. And the Tanuki end up backing themselves off of the base. And I think maybe a smart play, man. If you back up, reset, give yourself some breathing room. Don't have to buy, but just shift over lanes.
Yeah, Sarpe, still no ultimate available. Preds, no ultimate. Kana, similarly, in the exact same situation. So the Yomi Tanuki have got an opportunity to take this team fight if they so choose. LAON on the D-transform seems to think otherwise, though. Instead, it's the Oni Fury, the target of aggression, 34 minutes into this game. I just gotta think that somebody on the Niflheim Wargs has got to get into this backline or potentially shut down Snatty.
Snatty actually healing up a decent bit here. Fear No Evil is great from Sarpe yet again, but Snatty lives. The fire burning through. Angry picks up the first kill of the fight for the Wargs. There's more after the fact, though. The first signs of life from the Order team. Shards of Ice down from Preds. Kana in on the follow-up. He has had enough of this dying business. He's setting up kills for the rest of his team.
3 Phantom Shells down means these walls are going to start to find some value. Hydrogen caught inside of his own tier 2 tower. Luckily, the Yomi Tanuki were able to take down those Oni Fury, so those enhanced minion waves are starting to work their way through the map, especially on that right-hand side. Somebody will have to back on the side of the Niflheim Wargs to keep that Titan alive.
How far do the Wargs push here? Low health bar on Preds, low health bar on Kana, who is the one tanking up the Phoenix. Remember, now these Phoenix is hurt. Titan being damaged by the fire minions. Should be Phoenix and leave now for the Niflheim Wargs. What is going on in this game 3? The Tanuki were on the verge of ending, and now the Wargs with a couple of picks. Able to knock down the left side Phoenix. Spuddy no able to get back to base. Titan will lose about a fifth of its HP.
Should be able to regenerate a fair bit once it is reset, so not the worst situation for the Niflheim Wargs, who have got the more valuable of the 2 Phoenixes. Yomi Tanuki, the Phoenix they take on the right-hand side, closest to the Fire Giant, means the Niflheim Wargs will be able to contend with these enhanced minion waves while simultaneously defending the largest neutral objective, whereas the Tanuki will have to play on the opposite side of the map if they want to do the same. Fortunately for Tanuki, Snatty's got teleport available, so he can push those out on his own and then rejoin the fight. The exact same situation we were in 35 minutes into the last game. That said, the Yomi Tanuki much further ahead in the gold.
Are you sowing the seeds of a 50-minute game here, man?
Well, last game wasn't 50 minutes.
No, game 1 was 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, you were saying it's similar to last game.
Yeah.
I forgot last game. It was so fast compared to game 1.
So, it's just a blur.
A blur. Can't remember any of it. Who won?
Whoa. Whoa, dude.
Tanuki ended up winning.
I knew that. I was just playing it up for the camera.
Yeah, the Wargs were able to get a big win there in game number 1. Tanuki bounced back, so on and so forth. Fire Giant about to respawn. As you've mentioned, look, it is a hefty gold deficit, but builds completed for mid, jungle, solo.
Potions and elixirs
potions and stuff now. And technically map state favoring the Wargs going in.
They gotta be selling these Baron's Brew so you can carry more than one type of ward in your pocket.
Nah.
Baron's Brew is 150 HP. These guys are sitting like 4,000 right now. That's nothing.
Yeah, that's true. That's like when you get an item early on in a game and you think it might be useful at some point and you just hold on to it and you never sell it or anything like that.
Never sell it, never use it.
Right. Although they definitely used Baron's
Brew. Oh, they're chugging.
Cooldown. Need to be using it now. Going into what could be the deciding Fire Giant fight. Now, what we saw a lot of in game 1 was like one death and then disengage, not wanting to lose the game. The Wargs have fought back. They have delayed the ending of this game. A pivotal game 3. Winner goes on, loser heads home.
It's the Yomi Tanuki with defensive positioning around the Fire Giant. Left alone for even 5 seconds, they will take it for themselves. The Niflheim Wargs are just hovering nearby, close enough that Yomi Tanuki can see them, and it's enough to dissuade them from pulling the objective.
Snatty used teleport a second ago, and so was defending the left side fire waves. Thought a fight was Baron's brewing over here on the right.
I love that.
But ends up teleporting in, disengaged from the Wargs, and now, uncontested, the left side fire wave is going to be able to walk forward. One more fire wave for the Wargs to deal with on right. And now the team at a 13,000 gold deficit, unquestionably ahead on map state.
Tripno takes a good deal of damage there. Angry, clearly doing a whole lot right now. As long as he can connect with those priority targets, it's whether or not you're capable of doing it. 3 Phantom Shells up and available for Yomi Tanuki. It's going to take a couple of cages from Kana to find any sort of value here. No more enhanced waves on the right-hand side means that Niflheim Wargs do not concern themselves. Left, though, absolutely correct. In the base.
Yeah, Tanuki, anyone home? Someone's got to do something about those. Yeah, fighting now, you're hoping to, but a great wall defends from the life of the party. Fire minions find their way onto the Titan.
That's
the
a
Yomi
stacked wave.
Tanuki back away from the enhanced Fire Giant. Looks like the Titan will be able to deal with that wave for the time being. A little bit of damage rolls through. But at some point, you got to deal with it. 30 seconds on the teleport from Snatty. If the Tanuki can delay out for 30 seconds, we've kind of undone the teleport from a minute ago.
Snatty just needs to clear out 2 more waves to keep his Phoenix alive, and then he can rotate back to his fight and not have to concern himself.
Are you
He has
pushing
shown
the gas
himself
if you're
now.
the Wargs? Are you trying to go?
Oh, you're going in right now. No teleport available. Snatty on the opposite side of the map, and you know he has to clear 1 more wave. Now's the time to force something on the map. At least strip away 1 of those Phantom Shells. It's a steep hill, but one you have to climb if you want to win out.
Ooh, wall. And stun onto Tripno. Backing away desperately. Not able to make it out, though, as Kana has shut down Tripno, but there's still a fight to be had for the Tanuki. Teleport through from Snatty.
Snatty
evens the number. Sada Dragon able to live at least. Snatty
What?
walks through the wall from the Ymir as well, and it is disengaged for the Tanuki. But Kana has eyes for Snatty. Eleon transforming over on right. Sada Dragon able to make it back to base. The Tanuki, though, they lose 3.
Hydrogen still on the retreat, might be 4. Good impale buys him some time, but Angry finishes him off.
That's gotta be it. The Niflheim Wargs shut down 4 members of the Tanuki. They will end this game 10,000 gold behind, and the Niflheim Wargs will send the Tanuki home. They will move themselves on to the next round of this tournament, barring a miraculous defense from Sada Dragon that will not arrive. The Niflheim Wargs, they get it done in Game 3.
40 minutes is all it takes. Sada Dragon will join his teammates in the grayscale as the Niflheim Wargs, from miraculous odds and from across the pond, will move themselves on to the next group stage. 1 micro